Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are about to cut the collar, and before cutting it we make sure our both edges are very straight. So as you can see, I am marking out my collar stand, the stand of the collar, which the part which will be attaching to the attire. So before I mark it out, I measure the width of it 1/4 of an inch. After marking 1/4 of an inch, I measure the length of the total circumference of the collar stand. Here it was 16 inches. 16 inches. So after marking out the 1/4 and marking out the width of it, I rule a straight line and cut it. Cut where I got the 16 inches. Simple like this. So after cutting out the 16 inches, I am left with the total length of the collar. So after marking out the 16 inches, I will come inside 1/4 of an inch basically, or sometimes 1 inches on both sides, both here and here. Then rule out a straight line. Mark out a straight line at the other end and mark out another straight line at the other end. After marking those lines, I measure the width of the upper part of the upper collar by 2.5 of an inch over here, and I mark another 2.5 of an inch over there. After marking the 2.5, I rule out a straight line joining both lines together, and after that, only the top part. I will measure the total length of the top part. Here is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So over this where I got the middle part, I will come inside by 2 inches and rule a curve like this. This is a freehand sketch of cutting a collar for all types of collars depending on the edges. So after getting here, we just mark out our freehand. Make it, since our collar is a curved collar, you just curve that part, simple and nice like this, and curve the other part, simple and also nice like this. Simple and also nice like this. After cutting this part, we will also come to the collar stand. Since that place is also a curving, we just mark out our curve here and mark out our curve here, simple and nice like this. Then we begin to cut. So we will start by cutting the down part only. You separate the collar stand from the top part. Nice and simple like this. Nice and simple like this. We separate the collar stand. After separating the collar stand, you join both into two, looking for the middle part. Sorry that part couldn't come, and curve the tip where we used our pen to mark out our curve. Same applies to the top part. You cut it like this. Cut it out like this, as we did the previous part. After cutting it out, you fold it into two and also cut out the curvy part. Sorry this part couldn't also come in, and cut out the curvy part also like this. So after cutting it out, here is how our collar is going to be. Simple and nice. Isn't this simple? This is very simple. Simple and nice like this. So after cutting it out, it's time for us to gum it to the material. We start by putting it, leaving space both for the bottom, both for the upper part. But from the bottom part, which is the straight line, that place we will be folding it and top stitching it. So you leave a measurement over there and gum it nicely and hard. After gumming it, you cut it by leaving a space 1/4 of an inch, starting from the curvy place. You cut 1/4 of an inch towards the curvy part. Note here, we don't cut half of an inch. It should be at least a quarter of an inch. After cutting it out like this, you straight up the bottom part, you fold it. After folding it, you just iron it for it to get the shape or get attached to the fabric or the material. Simple, nice like this. After iron it like this, you bring the top part and also gum it to the material. You also gum it to the material like this, nice and simple. After gumming it also, after we are done gumming the top part, for the top part there is going to we are going to cut towards the stiff. We are going to cut on towards the stiff like this and leave a quarter of an inch throughout the curvy part as we did the collar stand. So now let's sew it. As we are sewing it, you first of all sew the place where we folded on the collar stand and top stitch it nicely and neatly. After top stitching it, you bring the top part and also join it, sew it. After sewing it, you will turn it up. After sewing it, we will turn it up like this. So you start by sewing it from the tip up to the curvy part throughout. After sewing it, here is how it's going to be. So we will trim the excess part and turn it up. We will turn it out like this. After turning it out, we will also iron it for it to stay. We will also iron it for it to lie down perfectly and nicely like this. Nicely and perfectly like this. Yes, here is how it's going to be. So after ironing it perfectly like this, after ironing it out perfectly like this, you get back to the machine and top stitch it. You top stitch it throughout. It can be top stitch, but the constant measurement it should be top stitch is the fourth of the sewing machine or quarter of an inch throughout. That is how it should be stitched. So after stitching that part nicely and neatly like this, you just remove it and now attach both the stand to it. So before we attach the stand, you make sure you notch out. So you bring it, you do a very small notch on the middle side for both the collar stand and both the top part, and then lay it like this. As you can see, you lay it like this, as you can see. After laying it, note when cutting the collar stand, you cut the same material into two. So after laying it, here the curvy part was up, which will going to give us a wrong result after sewing it. So we just turn it upside down and make sure the curvy part faces us and lay it according to the middle shape. After laying it, we just begin to sew. Simple. Voila, our collar is being made. Simple like this, our collar is being made. You just sew it nicely like this. You just sew it nicely like this. After sewing it, here is how the results is going to be. Here is how the results is going to be. You just trim out the excess ropes, the excess threads, the excess material, and then you will turn it outside. Yes, you just turn it outside and fold it. After turning it, we just make it a thorough ironing. We just give it a thorough ironing. So after the ironing, that is when our collar is being made. You just iron it well for it to stay, so that we just get a clean measurement. After ironing it, you see the stand part, there was an excess, so we cut and leave a quarter of an inch. That is where we are going to join to the material, quarter or half of an inch. That's what we are going to join to the attire. So as you can see, here is how our joining is going to be.